Hey everyone, Derek here, and a lot of you know I've been working on my memoir. It's my next book that will be out by the end of this year, and I've been writing about my struggles, my journey from being a depressed young little boy to getting into fights, and then eventually getting into drugs, and then eventually getting arrested at 20 years old, going to prison because of my drug addiction. And this November 2025 will be 20 years since I got arrested. And as I'm working on the memoirs, I actually was lucky enough, my mom found some of the letters I wrote her back then 20 years ago, and I've been reading through them and including some of these in my book, and it's really been honestly a powerful part of this healing journey I've continuing on, just writing the whole book in general, but being able to read my words and look at my handwriting and see what I was writing back in 2005, and most importantly to see where I was at. I'm going to share some of the letter in this description of wherever you're watching at. I was definitely going through some dark things and struggling as a very young kid, and as I said, that depression and my lack of self-esteem and self-worth led me to using drugs. Drugs was always just an escape. It was just, it wasn't the root of the problem. The root of the problem was things I had to deal with. And thankfully, now as a 40-year-old man, I've done a lot of that work through prayer, meditation, healing, all kinds of things, and just talking, and including rereading these letters with my mom and with my younger brother, and revisiting where I was at. And so as I'm writing this book and getting ready to release it, and now reading my mindset 20 years ago, I decided it's time to let go of this person. Honestly, it makes me really sad to read these letters. I remember being in this mindset. I remember who I was. I remember how sad I felt at the time and how dark my life was, and how drugs and alcohol and women and just anything else you could give me to distract me was a way to avoid dealing with these things. But now, as an adult, it feels good to look back and say, wow, I remember being there, but I'm not there anymore. And so today, I want to let go of this past as I prepare to release my book and share these stories with you of all the crazy things I've been through. These were letters I wrote to my mom in prison in 2005, 2006, 2007, and then finally 2008. So I want to just give thanks to my mom, of course, for holding on to these and for being there for me throughout that whole time, and all my family and all my old friends, even those I don't keep in touch with anymore, who were there for me during that time. And everybody who played a role in helping me get to this point right now. So today, we're going to let it go and see how this works. We're going to let go of the old Derek, what I sometimes used to call bad guy Derek, if the wind will cooperate. And we're gonna say goodbye to these dark, heavy times, the depression I was going through, the drugs I was on, and just the sadness I was dealing with. I was not a happy kid at all. It's probably not gonna burn all at once.
Let's turn this way to block the wind.
Now we're getting somewhere. Maybe I'll even do it one letter at a time. Yeah, if you've ever done or never done anything like this, I encourage you to. Sometimes we gotta let go of the past and the places we've been, and move forward, and it's important. Fire is a great way to cleanse yourself of those places and let it go. And with all this, I'm saying goodbye to the Derek I was, to the young man I was, to the places I've been, to the drugs and the depression and all the sadness I had, and giving thanks for my younger self and for the inner child that had to heal, that continues to heal on this journey. And thank you guys so much. Really excited to share this with you. Really excited to share this book. And I hope that whoever else out there is struggling and letting go, finding ways to let go of your past, that my journey and the things that I'm going to share with you in this coming book can be some sort of inspiration to anybody out there. That's the only reason I'm even bothering telling this story, revisiting my past, because some of it is pretty dark. The person I wasn't the greatest. I was lying, I was cheating, I was scheming and stealing and not being good to myself or my family or the people around me. And I'm no longer that person. I haven't been that person for some time, but give thanks to the Creator for giving me all that I have to become a better person. Thank you guys.